Hey there guys, this is Ian again. Oh man. Why do you have, why is section 3 so long? But, actually I'm not complaining about that because section 4 is longer. Anyway, now let's go on to letter K. There shall be no demographic or population targets, and the mitigation of the population growth rate is incidental to the... Wait a minute. I don't know. What is this? There shall be no demographic or population targets, and the mitigation of the population growth rate is incidental to the promotion of reproductive health and sustainable human development. What the hell? I mean, as I've said, is population a burden? If it is it worth it carrying in to grow in to sustain human development? I mean, it's a if we say population is a burden, okay, we concede that population is a burden, but is it a burden worth carrying? Or you have to pluck up those, you say, unessential people, or the useless ones. I don't know. I'm not really saying per se, but population, you're saying it as it is. Mitigation of population growth rate, forget about it, because the world needs human resources. Do not mitigate it, please. Anyway, let's jump to letter L. Gender equality and women empowerment are central elements of reproductive health and population and development. Okay, that's true. Gender equality is a good thing. Women empowerment is also a good thing, but they do they have to be the central elements of reproductive health and population development, or is it better if you don't have to promote reproductive health and population and development, and let alone gender equality and women empowerment, in a way that women empowerment would raise them with that women would raise their status. Women would be of equality to men. I'm sorry if I have to shout, but I was being compelled by my sister to speak softly, but I can't. I can't. Gender equality is good. Women empowerment is good, but reproductive health and population development isn't necessary. Period. Letter M. The limited resources of the country cannot be suffered to be spread so thinly to service a burgeoning multitude that makes the allocations grossly inadequate and effectively meaningless. Limited resources, yeah, but how limited? Or is it the other way around? You don't have to blame population for this limited resource. You don't have to blame population for the thinning of our resource, or the scarcity of our resources, because in other areas of the country there are rich resources of one of the major products of the Philippines, and you don't have to stress that we should control the population so that we could survive. We could let keep this country afloat in the limited resources that we have. Because first of all, human beings is a resource, and you cannot say that this country has limited resources, because it is very, very, very rich in human resources, and it is a very great potential. The only thing that it is considered a burden is that this potentiality has not been tapped to make it as a resource. Okay, letter N. And effectively meaningless. Shut up. Letter N. The development is a multifaceted process that calls for the coordination and integration of policies, plans, programs, and projects that seek to uplift the quality of life of the people, more particularly the poor, the needy, and the marginalized. Development of multifaceted processes that calls integration of policies, plans. Okay. We need to uplift the quality of life of people, but it doesn't follow that we have to solution that with reproductive health care, because it seems that reproductive health care is the wrong piece in the puzzle. I think of it as a wrong piece in the puzzle, which is it isn't the right piece to put on in a puzzle. And letter O, that a comprehensive reproductive health program addresses the needs of people throughout their life cycle. They don't need reproductive health programs. All they need basically is food, clothing, shelter, and all the basic commodities, and also dignity. That's it. What if they don't want to be married, they wanted to be single for life, or what? Or what if they happen to be single? They don't need it. Okay. 8 minutes and I'm through with section 3, and now we are on section 4, which is definition of terms. For the purpose of this act, the following terms shall be defined as follows. Adolescence refers to the period of physical and physiological development of an individual from the onset of puberty to complete growth and maturity, which usually begins 11 to 13 years and terminating at 18 to 20 years of age. That's no problem. That's no wrong definition. Adolescent sexuality refers to, among others, the reproductive system, gender identity, values and beliefs, emotions, relationships, and sexual behavior at adolescence. Remove reproductive system to adolescent sexuality and place it to the among others clause, because it doesn't have to be an essential. AIDS, or acquired immune deficiency syndrome, refers to the condition characterized by a combination of signs and symptoms caused by human immunodeficiency virus, or HIV, which attacks and weakens the body's immune system, making the affected individual susceptible to other life-threatening infections. Okay, that's a good definition. Antiretroviral medicines refer to medications for the treatment of infection by retroviruses, primarily HIV. Retroviruses, I have to research on that. Basic emergency obstetric care refers to life-saving services for maternal complications being provided by a health facility or professional, which must include the following 6 signal functions: administration of parental antibiotics, administration of parental oxytocic drugs, administration of parental anticonvulsants for pre-eclampsia and eclampsia, manual removal of placenta, removal of retained products, and assigned vaginal delivery. This is a nosebleed. I'm no medical student. This is a nosebleed. So please, I have to research this one and see if they have advantages and disadvantages. Comprehensive emergency obstetric care refers to basic emergency obstetric care, including performance of cesarean section and blood transfusion. So CEOC is BEOC plus cesarean and blood transfusion. This is LOL, really. Employer refers to any natural or juridical person who hires the services of a worker. The term shall not include any labor organization or any of its offices or agents except when acting as an employer. Now, they still don't define it. They still don't define it specifically, because employer can be anyone in this one. Employer may refer to people at homes, and all that, and although having nannies and house workers. It could also refer to basically it's the Marxist wait a minute, I forgot that one. It's a Marxist relationship, labor and capitalist laborer relationship. But the problem is, in religion, there is no employer, there is no employee. In a sense, there are designated employers and employees, of course, in the parishes and in the dioceses, but that it doesn't mean that it is. There is an employer and there's an employee, because all of them are volunteers, and they did not specify here if volunteers or coordinators of volunteers are part of this definition. Family planning refers to a program which enables couples, individuals, and women to decide freely and responsibly the number and spacing of their children, acquire relevant information in reproductive health care, services, and supplies, and have access to a full range of safe, legal, affordable, effective, natural, and modern methods of limiting and spacing pregnancy. Yeah, that's good. On my last minute. So I'm going to gender equality and gender equity. Gender equality refers to the absence of discrimination on the basis of a person's sex, sexual orientation, and gender identity and opportunities, allocation of resources or benefits, and access to services. Gender equality is not just absence of discrimination, but also a mutual working out between the two sexes. So I'm on my last 15 minutes, so gender equity will come next. So for now, thank you for your time. Stay tuned for the other part of section 4.